the quote goes, "I am a man who plays video games, and I must seek my video games." Although, with everything Avery built and Nathan explored, I think I'll stick to climbing in and out of my bed. That's a terrible joke, Umbra. Welcome to the Uncharted Lookback. This collection of 2 games was engaging, I must say, from start to finish. I think the pacing, characters, world, and combat were all really well done. And as a new player, entering the 4th and 5th installment into the franchise, I'm assuming Lost Legacy is the 5th game, since it takes place after A Thief's End. This should be quite short, since unlike most games I play, there aren't any side functions or systems. So let's see if I can speedrun this look back like I speedrun Climb in the game. I'll be discussing the story from a holistic perspective, encompassing both Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy. I was very surprised at how fast-paced not just the story was, but also the cutscenes and dialogue. The game doesn't waste any time, and puts you right into the action and mystery. Uncharted really is just like playing a movie, but only the most interesting and key parts without trying to create a deep world or environment. For instance, you're always exploring a new area, but each of these new locations you visit have a distinct purpose, as are the character motives. The story rarely has much, if any, downtime, and the linear path you need to ascend or descend is intuitive without feeling too obvious. I really enjoyed the linkage of Avery to Nathan and Sam's childhood. As someone who never played the prior games, it feels like a good conclusion to the brothers' adventure. I also enjoyed Chloe and Nadine's mini-adventure in India. For a small saga, the devs put a lot of effort into the environment, and the level design quality is just as strong as Nathan's adventure. The puzzles were all unique, except for the exploding mummies on crushing difficulty, and both stories had really grand and satisfying conclusions. For characters, I'm only going to discuss Nathan, Sam, Rafe, and Nadine. I found all the other characters to be either too minor or supporting, or they appeared in prior games so I can't evaluate them too accurately, such as Chloe. So about Nathan. I enjoyed his character a lot, because he's imperfect. Nathan is like Rafe describes, a legend. He has multiple experiences and accomplishments in treasure hunting, and has natural talent in survival and combat. However, despite all this, Nathan becomes a family man and leaves that life behind, until his brother re-enters his life. Seeing Nathan being able to quickly adjust to the treasure hunting life once more was interesting, as it shows that he never really lost that side of him. Sam was more so an excuse so he could return to the life of adventure. Nathan is also a very poor communicator, although it runs in the family. Sam's pretty terrible with words too. When Elena confronts Nathan several times, it's difficult for him to admit fault or find excuse for his actions. I like this detail a lot because Nathan doesn't really develop as a character from start to finish. In the epilogue, he never tells Cassie about his adventures, and his personality hasn't changed. It's clear that the game's events did make Nathan choose the family life, as I believe he's come to realize he has a lot more to lose, whereas before in his past adventures, he didn't have those same attachments. Overall, I think Nathan is a very realistic character that has conflicting interests, but comes to terms with them. Samuel is next. Kind of weird saying his full name. I actually like to view Sam as a villain. If Rafe is the physical antagonist, I would say Sam is the emotional or psychological antagonist of Nathan. Sam has many similar traits to his brother: poor communication skills, natural talent for survival, and an obsession for treasure and hidden things. However, what makes Sam different is that, unlike Nathan, he never became a family man or developed strong relations besides Nathan. Because of this, I have a feeling that Sam unconsciously created this delusion of the Alcazar story, but he himself also believed it. The reason for this is because Sam was very convincing and was constantly reminding Nathan and Sully in Italy and Madagascar that his life is at stake. And I know, Sam has a very non-serious personality. Even in the face of death, he's quite fearless, such as being captured by Rafe and by Azov. Which is why I don't think his seriousness was without conviction in his own lie. So why do I consider Sam a villain? I believe that he wanted to relive those childhood days of him and Nathan. Although the Avery job was directly connected to their mother's works, it was more so an excuse just to convince Nathan to return to that life, and to return to him. It's important to remember that during the 15 years of separation between Nathan and Sam, they both had their own adventures, and Rafe paid to have Sam freed, but also erased legally so Nathan wouldn't know. During all those years, it's rational to assume that Sam developed an obsession with the Avery treasure. Additionally, seeing Sam in India shows that, quite like Nathan, he never really changes or loses his edge. However, unlike Nathan, he also doesn't have any attachments that hold him back. Unlike the Drake brothers, Rafe is someone who is trying to completely disassociate from all forms of attachment. He's calm and collected, and has business sense. I feel that the only reason he lost Avery's treasure is due to bad luck. It was unfortunate that the treasure was tied to Nathan and Sam's past, and Nadine was also a negative match for him due to Shoreline's aggressive and explosive way of operating. Rafe frequently displays his inferiority complex that, due to his family, he really has been given a privileged life with riches and comfort. So to feel accomplished, he wanted to uncover this mystery by himself. Although literally every character mocks Rafe for his incompetence at finding the treasure, I'm actually quite confident he could have found it by himself. Rafe is quite adaptive, if a bit more violent than Nathan. He takes the risk of going to prison alongside the Drakes, and doesn't actually come across as a backstabber unless he's desperate, as seen with Nadine. If Nathan and Sam never began their pursuit, Rafe would have been able to find it by himself. Finally, we have the tragic Nadine. Oh man, Miss Ross is even more unlucky than Rafe. First of all, quite like Rafe, she inherits her own share of past burdens. Her father's passing leaves Nadine as the leader of Shoreline, a mercenary group that she never really wanted. In addition, her team then betrays her at the end of Uncharted 4, and then gets deceived by Chloe in The Lost Legacy. Nadine has the most emotional troubles of the cast, and because of this, gets a lot of character development. Nadine doesn't trust anyone, and she works with Rafe to repair Shoreline's reputation. However, her encounter with Chloe does change her outlook on life. I like how Nadine does come to realize that, as treasure hunters, not having attachments to the past is how you can enjoy the adventure and enjoy life. Nathan, Sam, and Chloe are all seasoned to this life, to this risk, and so it was cool to see her break free from Shoreline and joining Chloe in whatever future game comes after this. For the game's functions, it's straight story with very intuitive puzzles, distinct combat zones, and many areas to climb and fall down to your death most of the time. God damn it, Nathan. I want to say, I love how everything just breaks in this game. Nathan or Chloe jump to a wooden beam and then the whole building comes down. It's so hilariously over-exaggerated, but it's also so cinematic. The climbing and exploring in this game is very seamless, with transitions from cutscenes to gameplay occurring so frequently that you hardly take notice. The game also does a really good job at catering to all skill levels. With lock-on aim and in-game modifiers, you can curate the combat experience to be as easy or as harsh as you want it to be. And regarding the combat zones, I like how detailed and open they are, making for many different types of stealth approaches. As for the collectibles, it's pretty standard stuff, like treasures, journal lore, and optional dialogue. Some of these treasures are really hidden, though, and I don't think I would have found some of them organically. I did enjoy the fact that journals weren't just lore, but also had an interactable function of being used to solve and track certain puzzles. And that's all I have to say about this short but very detailed game. Too detailed, in fact. Too detailed. I'll always remember this game for its terrible audio bugs and the beautiful graphics I can never run. But I'm glad I can now experience all these PlayStation games I missed growing up. As the years go by, perhaps it's an inevitability that all games lead to PC. But you know what? That's an inevitability I'm looking forward to.